into it, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, we back. We back. We back. Hope everybody's doing good.
Hey, hey, hey.
Yes, yes, yes.
Wow, we're on time. Look at us. Don't believe
No,
the rumors about Black folks always being late, because look at us on time.
I just on the dot, on the money.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So I hope that you know, uh, Miss Scheduler is happy and giving us gold stars and thumbs up because we are on time.
We're on
But I
time.
hope everybody had a good week so far. Please, like we always say, let us know how your week's been in the comment, or if you want to watch this live, put it in the chat. Let us know.
In the chat.
And if you put in the comments, we do respond. You know, everybody that leaves a comment, myself or Miss Quest, we always respond, things like that. So let us know how your week's been. Um, but with that being said, we're gonna jump right into it. We got an action-packed show for you guys today.
Action.
Um,
Yes.
so for everybody that's returning, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming. And if this is your first time, we are a local online news show. We talk about local, national, and international news. I am Aaron Casey.
I am a banana in pajamas. Remember that show?
Yes,
Bananas in
but
pajamas.
I
Yeah.
won't sing it because I remember the song. I remember it, and people will look at me like, "What?" Yes, I do
Yeah.
remember it.
I'm
Oh,
Lana Quest. Welcome back, everyone. I don't know why I'm fading. It's got to be the yellow must have. I'm still fading. Must have kind of some green tints in it. So it's like
right.
conflicting with the green screen. So I'm going to try to be very still so I am not fading because that's weird. My head is already large enough. I do not need my body fading. That's the problem.
Right. What movie was that? Before we get to, there was a movie
Oh, about
where
someone fading?
no, it was they were doing an interview to be a news reporter or something like that.
Right.
And the person that was their rival told them to wear, I think, like a different color shirt or a
Right.
green shirt or
Right.
sweater. And they
Right.
were like, "Yeah, you look good. Wear, go ahead." And they wore it, and all they saw was just like a floating head.
Oh my right.
While
No, exactly. My head is
that
way too large to
was
be
so
floating
funny.
around here. What? My God. All you would see is forehead. What's wrong with
Yeah.
her?
Oh no, it's good. But we're gonna get right into it.
Yes.
Like we always do, we're gonna start the show off with some quick news. And let me tell you, got a lot of quick news for y'all this week. We're gonna get right into it. Sorry about that, just adjusting my seat. Um, Last thing before we start, this is your first reminder. Please like, share, subscribe, share this video to all your friends, family. We always come with information. Um, yeah, so let's get right into it. This is your quick news for the day. If you guys haven't been paying attention or seeing what's going on in the news, the border right now is crazy down there. We have a lot of Haitian migrants coming from Haiti trying to get into the U.S. As you know, it's been their country has been devastated
Yeah.
with one natural disaster after another,
After another.
and more recently, there was their president was assassinated, and so there's just a lot of turmoil and things like that.
Yep.
Um, and so they're heading to the border. Um, let's say people have been comparing what's been going on at the border to the slavery roundup. There have been pictures and videos circulating on the internet where you have border patrol agents on horses whipping and chasing down migrants and Haitian migrants trying to come into the country. It's just chaotic. It looks
Right.
crazy down there. Something has to be done because they're going through a lot. But moving right along, this is unfortunate, but we're kind of getting back to what was happening pre-pandemic. There was unfortunately a school shooting in Virginia. Um, Two people were wounded, two students treated for injury, one for their arm, another person was treated for an injury to their leg. A 17-year-old boy was shot in the face,
Oh,
which is
man,
crazy.
man.
Um, but they're both, according to the report, both injuries are non-life threatening. So you might have got grazed or
Superficial,
something
right?
like that,
Exactly. Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
but just the fact though, like that's I'm
Could have been much
traumatized.
worse. It could have been
Yeah,
much worse. Yeah.
yeah. So that's unfortunate. Everything that we'll be talking about, you guys can check in the description after the show. Moving right along to some more current news things that's going on. So just let me make this kind of a two-parter uh, situation right here. So we have the government shutdown that's been looming, that's been going on in the House and Senate, and you guys are probably wondering what a government shutdown is. It is when 12 bills have not been adopted or passed by October 1st, which is tomorrow. Um,
Yeah.
so that's why the government shuts down. Um, what does it mean when the government shuts down? Basically, it means some federal government agencies stop doing what they're supposed to do. They stop functioning. They don't kind of like close down for a while. We're gonna shutter the doors. We'll be back in a couple. But that's what it means. And you're probably wondering, well, if government agencies shutting down, what agencies are those? Well, that would be the national parks across the country. So you can't go camping, no hiking. A lot of people love to do both. So you
Mhm.
can't do that. Museums, specifically the Smithsonian Museum. I'm a big fan of museums, especially the Smithsonian. I would love to go there and look at all the stuff, but you can't. And other museums like that, you can't shut down, as well as certain reports and financial agencies. So, like when it comes to like knowing how much money we need, this, that, and the third, how much money you got, taxes, things like that, put on hold. Um, then you're probably wondering,
And more importantly, the government employees aren't getting paid.
yeah, that's most important. Nobody's
Right.
getting paid.
Right.
Nobody is getting paid.
Right.
Which government agencies stay open, which is very important. We need to know, we know which one's closed, we know where we can't go, but which is still open. Well, these is very important. The military is still operating. We need defenses, things like that. So the military is still going. Air traffic control, very important. You still need planes. Um, um, Things still need to be shipped, purchased, things like that. So we need people to make sure planes don't crash. We know where everything is at. So air traffic control is one of those agencies that do stay open. And lastly, you're probably wondering, well, with all that being said, it's 2021. How many times has this happened? How many times have we been in this particular situation? Well, people, we've been in this situation 14 times. This has been going on since 1981. But got some good news for you. There has been an update, um, and Congress passes a bill to avert partial shutdown, which is excellent. We have the House approved the short-term funding measures 254 to 175. Um, After the Senate passage in a 65 to 35 vote. Things are looking good. A large majority of Republicans in both chambers voted against it.
Of course.
That's what they gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Republicans gonna repub. That's just they just I don't know why I read that. You already know. Um, but I will say the passage will buy lawmakers some time to craft a spending measure that will fund the federal agencies and the programs they administer. So those agencies that I talked about that will get shut down, because they passed this partial, those agencies will have a little more money to continue to do what they do. But let me give you a little insight, and I'll make this very quick. So I want to. This is quick news, but this is important because this is what's happening right now.
Oh, we think it's been passed. There's an update. Michelle Porter said that she believes that it went to his desk and he signed it.
Nice, thank you. See, this is why the usual suspects. This is why you guys rock. More updates upon updates.
Mm-hmm.
Lastly, the short-term spending legislation will also provide $28.6 billion in disaster relief for those recovering from Hurricane Ida and other natural disasters. It's been natural disaster month. We talked about floods, wildfires, hurricanes. Hey, this is very much needed for those people that have been affected by that. Moving along, 10 billion of that money will help farmers cover crop losses from drought, wildfires, and hurricanes, specifically California, with all those wildfires and things like that, including down south, places like that. This is good. And lastly, an additional 6.3 billion will help support the resettlement of Afghan evacuees from the 20-year war between the U.S. and Taliban. So this is helping a lot, especially people who have been affected by disasters. That's what's really needed to help them out. Lost a lot of loved ones, family, houses, homes, crops, things like that. So we're making progress, people. This is good news. But this is quick, so we're going to move right along. The next thing, which is some good news, COVID pills. So Pfizer and the pharmaceutical company Merck are trying to come up.
I keep disappearing. I'm sorry, everyone. It is the yellow dress. I apologize. It is the dress in the green screen. I didn't know. I thought I just couldn't wear green. I'm sorry. Keep going. Every time I look up, I'm like, oh my God, I have to sit still. Sorry.
No worries.
Awful.
We're gonna make this right along so we can get to Miss Quest. But this push, which is led by Pfizer and Merck, the pharmaceutical company Merck, other companies are lining up to join them into the manufacturing of this antiviral pill. So this is be a lot, quicker, I guess. You don't have to go to the hospital. You can purchase this and pop it. So they're still doing studies on this, but this is definitely progress in the right direction. Some people are scared of shots, scared of needles.
Right.
And, this might be a little easier, a little more convenient, get out to people a lot faster. So this is good news. Now, we're going to get to a little bit of financial news. Your wallet is on the line. And what does that mean? Well, we need to build better. We need investments for children, parents, and working people. We need to, this is basically kind of tying into the government shutdown. How is this going to affect the everyday person? So this is kind of tying into that aspect. When I talk about the debt ceiling, the GOP doesn't want to raise the debt ceiling. They want to keep it here. They don't want to make sure people get relief. Republicans going to repub. They're going to do what they do. Everybody wants to go right. They can be like, nah, we're going to go straight then left. Like, that's the best option. But anyway, and of course, the infrastructure bill, that'll help get people working, fix the roads. That's more people, help construction workers, things like that. So we definitely have to be aware of what's going on. The fact that this partial bill did get passed and those billions of dollars are going out to the places that's needed. That's what we need. We need more people that's willing to stand up and say, hey, super majority is what Ms. Quest used to talk about, to where we don't even need to worry about the Republicans trying to put up a block because we got the super majority. We can be like, this legislation, these policies will help everybody. Let's pass it today.
Right.
We can get it done. So moving right along, I have two more quick news that I'm going to touch on real quick. And then again, I will pass the mic off to Miss Quest. For everybody that has been living under a rock for the past couple days, R. Kelly has been found guilty on all accounts. Um, he one account of racketeering, um, including 14 specific acts and 8 counts of violating the Mann Act. Can't be trafficking, none of that. Can't be messing with, underage ladies, things like that. Totally unfortunate. He was definitely a talented person, but this kind of overshadows that. You can't be doing stuff and having ladies live in houses and having to stomp on the floor to get grilled to eat, things like that. Like that's not cool. That negates all your creativity and all the things that you've accomplished. This is horrific. So good riddance. They will have his uh, sentencing in 2022 on May 4th. So that's when we'll all see what he's going to get. And potentially they're saying he might get life. So,
and good, because let me just say and repeat what you just said. Good riddance, R. Kelly. It is not unfortunate. What is unfortunate is you
yeah,
didn't get caught earlier. That's what's
yeah,
unfortunate about this situation. Um,
yep.
not only was this man a predator, and I do understand that he says, again, I'm fading, I'm sorry, that he has been abused in his life. And they say people who've been abused abuse others. Yeah, but I still don't buy that, right? Because there's a lot of women out here and boys too who have been sexually assaulted. I have been sexually assaulted in my lifetime. I'm not going around abusing anyone. So not only did he abuse them, he was a predator. He hung around schools and he didn't just abuse anyone. He didn't abuse celebrities, children. He went and abused like the less fortunate, the people that he could use, the people that he could blackmail, Black girls, as if Black girls don't have enough to go through in life. All abuse is bad, but Black girls are dealing with, trying to love themselves, trying to love the skin that they're in, trying to love their hair. And for you to
Mm-hmm.
abuse Black girls who are looking for father figures, for uncles, and for positive people in the Black community, man, forget that guy. Like, lock
And
him up,
crushing
throw away the
dreams.
key. Let's just, just go.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Horrible. Nope, nope, nope. Nope.
Gross.
Speak your mind. That was very much needed. Very much needed. And lastly, it's unfortunate, but this is some good news. I am a filmmaker. I actually have a short film coming out. Stay tuned for that. But a pioneer, a Black pioneer in the filmmaking um, industry genre passed away, and that's Melvin Van Peebles, the father of Mario Van Peebles, and got a lot of fans out there. I found out this week. But Melvin Van Peebles was again a pioneer. He led the way for the Black exploitation genre of movies that came out in the 70s, 80s, Dolomites, and the I can't even think of all the movies, but some great movies, classics. He got his notoriety for Sweetback's badass song. You can, with a title like that, it's about to be some stuff going down. But that movie kind of set off his career, even though he was making movies and films prior to that. But that was the one that kind of set him off on his upward trajectory. Um, he's known as the godfather of modern Black cinema. I'm definitely going to be doing some more research on this gentleman to really dig into his filmography, which is basically all the films he's done. It's kind of like a resume for filmmakers. But I'm gonna definitely get into that, learn more about this brother. I do know Mario Van Peebles, his son. He was in a
Yeah.
lot of great movies in the early to mid '90s. Um, phenomenal actor. I was told by Miss Quest that the Wayans actually used to look up to Melvin and Mario Van Peebles. They were kind of like the first black family, not as deep as the Wayans, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? But they were the first black family to kind of make it into the mainstream, make it into Hollywood, and kind of give that blueprint
Right.
on how to make films, what to do, just the whole filmmaking aspect. So it's so unfortunate that he passed away. But again, he was a pioneer, he was a legend. Um, he made it possible for me for me to do what I do, you know. So definitely big ups to Melvin Van Peebles. Um, you know, thoughts and prayers and all that to the Peebles family. Um, but yeah, man, just wanted how to get that brother a shout out. You know,
Yeah.
more black filmmakers. Issa doing her thing. Uh, uh, Lana Waithe, she's doing her thing. These are just a few of the black filmmakers. Y'all definitely need to go check out their work if you can. But with that being said, this is the end of quick news, even though it wasn't that quick. But with
It
that
was
being
not
said,
quick.
it was not quick. It was
We're
not quick. I
we're
apologize.
gonna make the game quick, guys. In the next segment, we are going to play Guess the Quote, and we are gonna make this very quick. If I can find the quotes. If you are not in the chat and you are just viewing us, you may want to jump in the chat and play this game. I am going to say some quotes and we're going to guess the quotes. The first quote, anybody who pretends that it's a hardship for billionaires to pay a little bit more in taxes so a single mom can get childcare, that's an argument that is unsustainable. I am sorry. If anybody who pretends that it's a hardship for billionaires to pay a little more in taxes so that single moms can get childcare, that argument is unsustainable. If anybody who pretends that it's a hardship for billionaires to pay a little bit more in taxes,
I'm gonna
so a
go with
single
AOC.
mom, that sounds like something AOC would say, but it is a man.
Oh,
He said it last week, or is it this week? I think he said it this week, actually. He said it last week. Okay, let me give a hint. He's from Chicago. Come on, usual suspects. Chicago. Anybody who pretends that it's a hardship for billionaires to pay a little bit more in taxes so a single mom can get childcare. That's an argument that is unsustainable. Chicago.
Chicago.
Chicago politician.
Obama?
Yes. Who?
Oh, I got it right.
You got it right. You got it
yes.
right.
Oh,
right.
Let's do it.
All right. I know I was skeptical about it, but after doing my research, I felt like it was best suited for me and my family. This is about the vaccine. I know I was skeptical about it, but after doing my research, I felt like it was best for me and my family. Athlete. Oh, they're way behind. They're just now saying Obama. Wow, how behind are they? The chat is behind. I know I was skeptical about it, but after doing my research, I felt like it was best suited for me and my family.
I'm gonna have to go with Infinite on that one.
Yes, yep,
LeBron James.
And
LeBron James.
I was just a tad disappointed with him with this because I'm like, are you serious? You just got the vaccine, LeBron? Like, what research did you have to do, really? Did you research the flu shot? Did you research all the other vaccines your kids have? This doesn't make sense. But moving on, this is a question. This week, who compared the treatment of people with COVID to HIV positive people in the 1980s?
Oh, I just seen this too.
Who compared the treatment of people with COVID to HIV positive
I,
people in the 1980s?
it's on the tip of my tongue. Ah, um, I'm thinking. Ah, uh, uh. That was it. That's who it. That person. That's
Did they get it? Did
it's.
someone get it? Oh, someone knows this. I know you guys knows this. You're just behind right now. Who
I,
compared the treatment of people with COVID to uh HIV positive people? Yes, Tucker. Oh, Laura Ingraham.
mm,
That's a good guess, Infinite Laura. No, it wasn't Laura, it was Tucker Carlson. All right, let's see.
I like that guy.
Who this week said, I stand with Kyrie Irving?
Who said they stand with Kyrie Irving?
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie.
Kyrie Irving. And Andrew Wiggins. Is his name Wiggins?
Mm-hmm.
I stand with Kyrie and Andrew regarding not getting vaccinated. That's
That
a
was after his tweet that he tweeted the other day, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was before or after the tweet, because he's been talking about it as well. So I don't know if it was the tweet
Okay.
that said it could be the tweet. I'm not sure. It's a politician that went to Cancun. Oh yes, Cruz. Infinite got it.
Raphael Cruz.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
He
Wait.
don't even. That
One
dude.
Terry Crews. Good guess, Terry Crews. One more, guys. We'll make this
Oh,
short. This will be the last one. What celebrity said R. Kelly was railroaded? Well, what? Okay, let me back up with the celebrity part. Um, what fallen celebrity? Um, yeah, what fallen celebrity? Fallen from grace celebrity said that R. Kelly was railroaded.
was it was it Bill?
I was just about to say ex-comedian, current pervert, but okay. No, you got
Yeah.
it. Of course, Bill said that. Why wouldn't Bill Cosby say that? And why wouldn't Matt Gates? Like, Matt Gates is probably like, wow.
Whatever happened to that investigation?
I don't know. I guess it's still going
I'm gonna have to,
on.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
We're gonna have
Bring
to
it.
get that
I
guy
have to put that in
from
the quick news next week.
Got to get that guy from it To Catch a Predator or whatever that show was.
Oh, what was his name?
It don't matter. What you got?
The white guy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's white either, to be honest.
Oh,
That's it. I cut him short.
oh, that's it. Oh, I
Yeah,
thought.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Oh no, I'm
I
sorry.
thought
Oh
we was
no,
got
we
something else.
done.
Okay.
We keeping it moving tonight.
All right. So we're gonna switch. We're gonna switch gears a little bit. Um, and we're gonna talk about life insurance. Something that a conversation that isn't really had that much. Um, I know for a very long time I didn't want to talk about life insurance. I didn't. I stayed away from it. You know, I used to get the little. Everybody probably get the little life insurance, little letters in the mail. You know, life insurance for $1 million is only like 50 cents a day, something like that. But you know, I always seen that, threw it to the side. You know, I'm like, nah, I don't. You know, it's a little morbid, kind of like impending. Like I don't want to think about when I pass away. Like, is nah, I'm good. You know. Um, and I used to, you know, get those in my mid 20s, you know, 30s, things like that. Now I haven't necessarily gotten them recently, but you know, they come in the mail like with the junk mail every other week or something like that. Um, but as I'm getting older and talking with these different politicians, and the past two people that we've interviewed, both of them, you know, had something that they a plan for senior citizens, which is good because one, we don't hear, you know, candidates or people really addressing the older population. And so it got me thinking, like, we're all going to get older at some time, and having life insurance should be something that we really need to think about. And what really got me thinking about it, um, if and I think we kind of talked about this a couple weeks ago. I think we were last week. But if you guys don't know, AJ Parsons, aka Ezel, you know what I'm saying? Great comedian, played in a lot of good movies, Booty Call, things like that. He passed away, and his wife was like, "Yo, I only got $800. Like, I don't have money for the funeral," and that just broke my heart, yo. Like, one, you know what I'm saying? He was a famous comedian, actor. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate that they didn't have the funds for it. But then when she was like, "I only got $800," that really got me like, dang. And uh, it's something, again, a conversation that definitely needs to be had in the Black community. I don't think that talking about life insurance or anything like that is morbid. I think it's beneficial. You're giving your family security, um, for, unfortunately, when we all pass away. I don't want to leave my son with, dang, how we gonna pay for dad's funeral? Again, this is a tough conversation, and I'm not trying to be um, frank. Um, this is a heavy conversation. I'm not taking this lightly in the least. So it may seem like the way I'm talking about it. One, I'm trying to hurry up for time, but two, I really am taking this very lightly. It is a conversation that we all need to have, and it's something that we all should think about. We're all getting older, and we all may not be in a particular situation where we have enough resources, enough financial resources to pay for something like that. It's in
Mhm.
akin that goes into the economy and having a good job, a good livable minimum wage. We can get into that at another time. But this is the reality. It's something that we all should think about. If you do get that letter in the mail, read it, open it, see what it says. How much is it to have $500,000, so that you know that covers your funeral expenses, things like that, and you're giving your kids, what I'm saying, your loved ones, a little extra money of something that they may not have been chance to get. $100,000, $200,000 for your family after you pass. Like, some people will never see that. And it's not. I'm not trying to make it seem like, hey, you pass, your family about to be living it up. No, it's not about that. It's about, unfortunately, them losing a resource, because you working, man or woman, you working is a resource. You're bringing in money, supporting your family. When you pass, that resource is gone. You see what I'm saying? That's no more. And having life insurance helps. That helps your kids, helps them out. Again, pays for the funeral expenses, things like that. Um, I just want to read a quick article, because I do have good news. There is some good news in this. Just give me 1 second. Um, a mother, and this is recently. Um, a mother had to pay for her mom's funeral. When her mom passed away, it was only $7,000. That's a lot, but it's not. $7,000, that's that's manageable. Unfortunately, in 2021, her son passed away. Um, his funeral was $17,000. Think about that.
No, I'm
When her
not thinking
mom
about
passed,
that. I'm not thinking about
not
that because y'all just cremate me. If you $17,000 is absolutely ridiculous. Pay my bills and then
hmm
cremate me. And let's keep it moving. And whatever is left, y'all can split it. And that's that. $17,000 for a funeral, you're dead. I mean, that's just my feel. I get people want to have the funerals and all of that, but that is a lot of money. And sorry to cut in, I just want to
No,
say
no, go
to
right
add
ahead.
a
Go right
little bit
ahead.
to it, if you are going to get life insurance, look at the different types of life insurance. Also, don't wait until you're too old because the premiums go up as you get older. So think about that, and also think about getting a will. But that's for a different show and a different
Yeah.
conversation. But
Yeah, and
wills
but
should be
actually
spoken
ties
about.
in though. That
Mhm.
ties in, and again, that's a different, conversation for another video. But again, that also plays into it. Having a will, things like that, allocating what goes where to who. And again, that's just real quick. But again, we're talking about life insurance. So please, um, if you haven't thought about it, if you've seen the letters, um, do your research, look into it. It's definitely something that we all should have, you know. And again, it's not for us, it's for our families, it's for our kids. It's for their well-being. Again, it that is something that's not selfish. It is, again, it's tough to think about, yourself passing, things like that. But you also, again, we're all parents, we're all adults. We it's not about us no more. It's not. It's about our kids, making sure we raise them to be good, decent people. Make sure they have a good education. Make sure we are instilling them the morals and the right compass that our parents instilled in us. Right? It's, we work, we bust our butts, we wake up at the butt crack of dawn, we bust our fingers, we cook, we clean, not for us, it's for them. You know, if we didn't have kids, that's a different story. You know what I'm saying? That's a different conversation. But if you have kids, if you're thinking about their future, you're thinking about what school they want to go to, what college, what they're going to be in life, this should be part of that. This should be, let me make sure that if when I do pass away, they got the resources available so that, again, just like Miss Quest said, she wants to be cremated. I've heard that too. That's probably less expensive. You know what I mean? So that's another aspect. But having the money to be able to do that, you know, and having life insurance helps with that. But again, let me get to the good news. Um, that is good, especially dealing in the Black community. Um, hold on one second. Get to this part. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that, everybody. I didn't have. Um, okay, here we go. A large portion of the Black community um, is getting more life insurance because of the recent pandemic outbreak of COVID-19. Um, like she said, the older you get, the more the premiums come. A lot of people, when they seen this, a lot of Black and brown people, which is good, they was like, you know what? Let me prepare. Let me try to make sure that I have life insurance so that my kids are covered, my family, my husband, my wife, whoever your spouse, whoever's in your immediate family, have the resources available to make that happen. Um, but there is a lot more of Black and brown people getting life insurance. So this is a good thing. I did want to end it with that. A lot more, but it's a conversation that a lot of people don't talk about because of the heaviness of it. But I hope more people are willing to talk about this and you know, let us know your thoughts. Again, this was kind of heavy, a little different than what we would normally talk about, but this is something that is important. I care about you guys deeply. I mean that sincerely. That's why we do what we do. We give you the information, and this is part of the information. I don't want to see anybody pass away, anything like that, but at the same time, that's something that we're all gonna, you know, just think about it, do your research. I'm gonna leave it with that. I have one more topic. Um, this is some good news. I definitely want to give a big shout out to Vanessa Nakate. She is a young activist from Uganda, making waves, basically kind of like the Black Greta Thornburg, the young lady who's been out there talking about climate change, fighting, speaking at the UN, going to the G20 summit, really out there. And Vanessa Nakate is on that same goal. She's on that same path. She's talking about the issues that matter to the people of Africa, climate change. I got some notes real quick. Um, Africa only admits, and this kind of relates to some things that Ms. Quest has said about what's going on in the Black community when it comes to climate change. Same thing in Africa. Africa only admits 3% of the global emissions. Only 3%. Same thing like in the Black and brown community.
Mm-hmm.
Less than 3%. A lot of Black and brown people don't have cars. But yet there's so many cars that drive through, buses, trains, delivery trucks. You got factories and things like that, all in the Black brown communities. Smog, all of that affects us. Asthma, mess up your respiratory system. Same thing in Africa, only 3%. But yet they get the worst effects caused by global warming and climate change. They get the worst effects from floods and droughts. I mean, look at the Sahara. That's just an example. That's not necessarily climate change, but they got a lot of desert, and that's not helping. But she's bringing tension. She's out there letting people know what's going on. And I just wanted to give her a big shout out, because we definitely need more people, young people like this, willing to step up and say, hey, I see something wrong and we need to do something about it. So big shout out to her. Again, I'll make sure you guys can check this out. But I'm done passing the mic off. What you got?
Okay, I'm going to be quick, everybody. And I apologize again. I know I keep apologizing, but it's bothering me right now that I keep fading. I have some COVID news. I'm going to be quick with the news. It's not a lot of numbers, but the New York vaccine mandate is in effect. So if you are in New York, that's what y'all got right now. You got the vaccine mandate. Let's see how the vaccine mandate is working in New York. 92% of the nursing staff in New York has been fully vaccinated. 89% of the adult care facility staff has been vaccinated. 92% of hospital staff has been vaccinated. It's working in New York. This is working. There are people that are quitting. That is okay. Let them quit. There are people out there that also needs jobs. Unemployment is ending. Hey, there's some jobs out there. So it shows that it's working. They're trying to, push and prod other companies and corporations to do the same. Vaccine mandates work. And other news, all right. So there are some people who try to claim the religious, they can't get the vaccine because of some religious reason or whatever. Guess what? The Vatican has mandated vaccines. So if the Pope can get a vaccine, and the Pope's staff can get a vaccine, and everyone in the Vatican can get a vaccine, I don't know. It's going to be pretty hard to get a religious exemption from the vaccine if the Vatican now is mandating the vaccine. So go, Pope, go. Let's see.
It is.
North Carolina healthcare system has fired 175 workers. Why? Because they won't get vaccinated. And there you go. I'm saying things are moving pretty quickly because we have to get this thing under control. It is not totally under control right now. So these vaccine mandates are good. I don't feel bad for these people. I am sorry, you're going to make our health insurance go up because you keep getting sick. You keep getting on ventilators. We're tired of you. Our relatives cannot even go to the hospital to get their dialysis because you guys are there. This is ridiculous. United Airlines has 99% of their employees vaccinated. 99%. That's insane.
Ooh, let's go.
67,000 employees, just 1% has refused. About 600 people have refused. Guess what? You're going to get fired. And not only are you going to get fired, you cannot collect. There's a little bit of information maybe y'all didn't know. So if you're getting fired, you're not going to collect. You're not collecting any government check. So be ballsy if you want, or get the vaccine. Yeah. So let's move on. COVID sports. There's COVID sports news. Who would have thunk it? This? But there is. COVID is everywhere. COVID is in all of our lives. It is in sports right now. Let's look at sports. New York Knicks, 100% vaccinated. Woo! And guess why? Because New York is doing the damn thing in general. You cannot go into an arena. You cannot go and eat unless you are vaccinated. So kudos to New York. Right behind New York are the Nets and the Warriors. So these teams are highly vaccinated. The WNBA as a whole, the Women's National Basketball Association, for those who aren't into sports, 99% vaccinated. The NHL, National Hockey League, for those who are not into sports, 98% vaccinated. The NFL, come on, y'all got to know.
Right?
93% vaccinated.
Nice.
A little iffy there. The NBA, 90% vaccinated. Not bad, but as a whole, we want to see y'all better.
Yeah, we want to see more.
We
Come on, Kyrie.
I was about to say, Kyrie Irving, step up to the plate. We have something to talk to you about because there's a problem. Kyrie Irving plays for the NBA, the Nets. He won't say if he's vaccinated. Means he's not vaccinated. Like, oh, we're getting he's not vaccinated, right?
That's if you hear that, that's what it means.
That's what it means. So apparently there is a secret society in the NBA of unvaccinated players, the players who believe in the conspiracy theories, the players that think that like the government is trying to like put chips in us, or they're trying to like I don't know, kill the Black people. Like there's a Black vaccine and then there's a white vaccine, and the CVS or the Walmart employee like goes in the back is like, oh, get the Black vaccine. Like, come on, that doesn't even make. But then again, Kyrie Irving is the guy who thought the earth was flat. So y'all want to listen to the guy who thought the earth was flat? Go right ahead. The problem with this is Kyrie Irving has a platform, right? He's got kids listening to him. He's got people listening to this nonsense. He's going to lose money because guess what? If he is unvaccinated, he cannot go into those arenas that are mandatory vaccinated. He can't go. So he is going to miss out on money, and he should. Kyrie Irving may want to talk to Carl Anthony Towns from Minnesota. You remember him? He lost 7 family members, 7 close family members to COVID. He is the NBA. Hey, hello, Kyrie, talk to him. Talk to, one of the guys, one of the NBA players. He lost his mom. He lost an uncle. He has lost aunts. He himself has had COVID, lost 50 pounds, and had to work his way back to the NBA. Didn't even think he could play again. It's no joke. So while you're out here playing around and believing that the earth is flat, like you're just going to go to the end of it, and I don't know what the hell you think happens. You just turn around and come back on the other side. Like, get your goddamn vaccine. That doesn't make any sense. You're taking people with you. Like it's foolish. So let's keep going. Let's talk about some kids right now. South Carolina, 32 kids are in the hospital with COVID. Kyrie, do you hear that? 32 kids are in the hospital with COVID in South Carolina, 10 in critical condition, 5 on ventilators. These are children under 18 years old. COVID is still here. It is no joke. We need y'all to step up to the plate. We need the companies to go on and do what's right and mandate your staff to get this vaccine so we can get this shit. I am tired of wearing a mask. I don't know. I'm tired. I want people to see my lips. I want people to see my lipstick. And I want people to see my teeth because I paid for the dental plan. So I want my teeth to be seen because I'm still going to the dentist and I want people to see my teeth. You know, that's
right.
I'm tired of paying for masks. It's crazy.
We got good smiles, people. We want to
be
support
seen. Like, look at the results of this. Harvard Business School has to move their graduate classes online because of an outbreak of COVID. It's still here. Here's some kind of good news, but it's like a stick it to your good news. The federal government is paying Florida districts, right? Remember, DeSantis was out there saying, if you put mask mandates, I am taking funding from the school districts. Guess what? Biden said, oh, no, you're not. I'm going to give them their money. So the government is giving Florida school districts money. The federal government is also giving teachers money that DeSantis docked. So DeSantis was out here docking teachers and docking these schools for wanting to put masks on kids. So thank you, Biden, for doing that. And I'm pretty sure the teachers of Florida and the parents in Florida really appreciate you. And kudos to the teachers in the districts for standing up to them and saying, you know what? Do what you got to do. We're going to keep these children safe. You got to dock our checks. Do what you got to do. So kudos to those people. Lastly, here's a little information that I just got. So bear with me as I try to go through it. I'm going to try to be quick. So, you know how people that have gotten COVID think that they have a buildup of antibodies right now. So they believe that they don't need to get the vaccine because, hey, I've already had COVID. I have antibodies. That's not how it works. The CDC just put out information that so one, it varies from person to person, whether you have any antibodies at all. And they found that in, 100 people, only 36% of the people didn't have any antibodies. So just because you had COVID does not mean that you have antibodies built up to fight another round or to fight the Delta. It doesn't mean that you have that. And even if you do have antibodies, it doesn't mean that they're strong enough to fight it because they've been, people go in to test for their antibodies. These antibodies aren't strong enough to deal with Delta. The only thing that is strong enough to deal with Delta is the vaccine. Get vaccinated. 2 more things. The booster is out. If you are 65 and over, you can get your booster and go and get your 3rd vaccine. Please, people, tell your grandparents, your uncles, your aunties to go and get their booster shots. It is equally important. People with serious pre-existing conditions, go and get your booster shots, please. I think I said I had 2 more things, but I can't remember what the other thing is. I got a couple more minutes. Let's talk about this real quick. As we know, this, I don't know when it happened. Gabi Petrato, her fiance allegedly murdered her. We say allegedly because people are supposedly innocent until proven guilty, unless you are Black in America. It doesn't work for you, but this guy is innocent until he's proven guilty. It's unfortunate what happened to Gabi Petrato. Very unfortunate when anyone is abused, murdered, kidnapped, whatever. But this has brought to light what has been coined missing white women syndrome, where the news cycle, and you guys saw it, every single day that this woman was missing, it was all over the news. all day long. And not saying that she wasn't deserving of that, but am saying that the Black, brown, and indigenous communities have women, children, men missing all the time, and it doesn't get this national attention. And you may ask yourself, why doesn't it get this national attention? Well, let's go with some numbers first. Black Americans, because we're Black. I'm Black, so I know more about my community. That's just how it is. Not saying that anyone else's community isn't important, but Black Americans are 13% of the US population, but make up of a third of missing people. So with 13% of the US and a third of us go missing, that's insane. You wouldn't even know that because you don't hear about it. You know, when you hear about it, like on Facebook, where you see someone post about their uncle or their cousin, that's when and who's on Facebook? So I don't even see it anymore because I'm not even on Facebook. Right. Who's on Facebook anymore? So I don't even see it, but that is the only time that I saw it. You know why? Because the media wants something that's like interesting or invoking or like salacious, like, you know what I mean? Like she was what was she on an internet influencer, you know, she's white, you have the blue eyes, whereas, you know, when our children are missing, they put them as runaways or as criminals or on drugs and things like that. So once you put them as a runaway, no one's looking, they're a runaway. The police aren't going to get involved with a runaway. You're not a missing person. You just ran away. So that's how they put our children in the system. So that's something that needs to change. I don't know how that changed. Maybe just more of us talking about it. I was thinking about us bringing more light to it. Like if someone is missing, for us to start talking about it, because there are no Amber Alerts if you are deemed a runaway. There's not an Amber Alert. So there's that. I am done with that. I am going to end it with Black History is American History, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. What you got? What you got?
I'm thirsty. All right, we're gonna talk about Mary Lucille Hamilton. This is her. Mary Lucille Hamilton was born October 13th, 1935 in Iowa. She died in 2002. She is a Black American. She was a Black American. She was an activist and a teacher. Mary Hamilton, a Black activist whose case came before the Supreme Court, decided that a Black woman was entitled to the same forms of address reserved to whites in the South, that calling Blacks by their first name in a legal proceeding was racially discriminating. And this case went to court. It went to court. She went to the Supreme Court with it. Because if you didn't understand what I just said, basically she's saying, if I am in court and the judge and lawyers are calling me Mary, hey, Mary, and they're calling the white person Mr. Douglas, Mr. Brown, it's like nothing you says mean anything. They've just like demeaned you. So that's basically what happened. She took it to court and she won. So kudos to her. Black History is American History. We got through it, guys. Thank you. Hit that like button again. If you haven't subscribed. Thank you to our mod out there. We love her. She is awesome. Thank you, Usual Suspects. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Your comments are great. We love playing the game. Please come back next week. I don't know if we have a guest. We may have a guest. I can't remember the moment. But everybody have a good weekend.
Yes, please have a good weekend, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yes, bye-bye.
Peace.